Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Jessica, if you indeed are. This is my rolling project pan update for the month of November, and I have some very exciting updates for you. I love this project so much. It really helps me to go through my makeup collection and use things up, get them rolled out and out of my life so that I'm actually using the products that I spend my money on and not just letting them go to waste in my drawer. It also really helps to curb my spending from buying new things that I really don't need. In this project, I'm continuously working on about 10 beauty items, mostly with the intention to use them up. Sometimes I just put a usage goal on them, but for the most part, these are items that I am trying to use up completely and get them out of my collection. And then I also like to feature an 11th item, which typically is some kind of travel size or gimme product that helps me just to move things out that otherwise probably would get forgotten about. So if you like watching people use up their makeup and help to be more conscious consumers, consider subscribing to my channel. If you are new here, I would love to have you stick around. And before I jump in, go ahead and give this video a quick thumbs up so that you don't forget later. It really does help me out a lot. Let's jump right on into this video. Starting off with the item that has been in this project the longest. Since January of this year, I've been working on this foundation from Clinique. This is their Even Better Clinical Foundation, and I have the shade WN46 Golden Neutral. I have been working on this diligently for the entirety of the year, and it has been very slow going, but I'm happy to report that we are finally there. I have gotten every bit of product out of this bottle that I possibly can, and it is now empty. So when I brought this into the project in January, it was weighing 138.6 grams. Last month, it was down to 101.36 grams, and this month it is weighing 98.72 grams. So I used 2.64 grams in the past month, and in total, this product contained 39.88 grams that I was able to use, which is incredible. I used it 10 times over the past month to finish it up, and 171 uses total during the course of this year. And there is quite a bit of product still remaining on the sides of this bottle, but I can't reach it with the angle of the brush and just the way the bottle is shaped. But I did get out every little bit that I could, and it is quite empty on the bottom, and the bit on the sides is out of my reach. So I am calling this one empty, unless I was going to break open this bottle and shatter that glass. That product remains elusive, and I'm very happy to finally have this rolled out. It took me 10 solid months to go through this foundation, and it was not brand new when I brought it in either. So that's actually a very great value for this foundation. I think this foundation cost over $40. So even though it was a lot of money up front, it gave me a ton of use over the course of this year, and I actually really love this foundation. I think it's a beautiful formula. It lasts very well on the skin throughout the day, wears beautifully. It has SPF 25, and although this shade wasn't perfect for me, I was able to get it to work for me by mixing it in with some other color correctors and was able to really enjoy it, even though it wasn't a perfect color match. So that is item number one. Starting off this update with a bang. Very exciting to be rolling this out, and it just feels really good to finally have this one used up. This next item has also been in the project since January, and it is this little mini size sample blush from the Balm. This is from their alternative rock line in the shade Bare Minium. Here's what this blush was looking like when I first brought it into the project in January. It was weighing 13.14 grams, and this has been a very, very stubborn blush over the past several months. As you look at the footage from month to month on this blush, I'll be surprised if you're able to see much difference in each of the videos. It has been very slow going. These blushes are definitely a labor of love. They are very firmly pressed. They are very pigmented. And for that reason, the progress that I've been able to see has been quite minimal. And it's actually getting to be pretty frustrating because I didn't really expect this to be the case for such a small little blush here, especially when I'm wearing this blush almost every single day. That being said, this is one of my favorite blush shades to wear. It's kind of like a peachy neutral color. I can wear it with most any makeup look, and it's really easy for me to reach for, regardless of being quite a bit of a challenge. Here's what this blush was looking like last month. It was weighing 12.55 grams. I reached for it 21 times during the past month, and here's what it's looking like today. Today it's weighing 12.52 grams. I used up 0.03 grams of product in those 21 uses, and in total I have now reached for this blush 205 times, and as you can see, there is still no pan in sight. I am hopeful that I'm going to get there before the end of the year. My original goal was to use up this blush entirely during during the course of this year. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but if I am able to hit pan on it, I will be very satisfied with that, and I'll be ready to move on with my life once I do hit that pan. So hopefully in the next month or two, I'll have a pan to share with you, but for now, we are still stuck with this stubborn blush that has yet to reveal any shiny pan for any of us. So that is item number 2, and that one, of course, is staying in perpetuity, it seems. Item number 3 is another long haul product. This is from Cailyn. This is their Just Mineral Eye Polish in the shade 5 Orchid. And I have no intention of using this up entirely, but I am trying to use it as much as I possibly can over the course of the year and just see what I'm able to do with it. It's kind of a little bit of a science experiment, this one. And it is such a beautiful pigment that I'm really glad I have been able to get such great use on it this year, even though you're not really seeing much of a difference in the level of the product. Maybe eventually I am, but I'm not tracking it visually. This one is much easier to track with weight since it is such a fine product. When I brought this into the project in January, it was weighing 16.6 grams. As of last month, it was down to 16.41 grams. I reached for it 11 times during the past month, making for 150 uses total. Today, it's weighing 16.39 grams. So I've used 0.02 grams in the past month and just about 0.21 grams total during the course of this year. 150 uses is pretty impressive, and I have really enjoyed reaching for this in my inner corner as well as all over my lid, and I will continue to reach for it as much as I can before this year is up and see what I'm able to do with this product. This next item came to the project in May, and it is from e.l.f. This is their Halo Glow Liquid Filter, which is a radiant glow booster, and I absolutely love this product. I have the shade 2, which is Fair Light, and it has been really fun to work on this item. I brought this into the project not because I wanted to use it up, but because, well, I do want to use it up, but the packaging started to break on the lid, which I don't think was compromising the product at all, because there's another, like, oh no, it is kind of leaking in there. Okay, so it is kind of starting to open up there even more. So I'm very happy that I'm getting pretty close to having this one finished up. So here's what this item was looking like when I first brought it into the project. It was all the way up there in the bottle. It was weighing 128.19 grams. As of last month, it was weighing 114.45 grams. I reached for it 25 times in the past month, making for 125 uses total. And here's what it's looking like today. Today, it's down to 110.18 grams. I used 4.27 grams in the past month, and it is getting very, very low in the bottle. We are all the way down there, and I'm getting to the point where I'm able to scrape down the sides. And very soon, I believe I will need to remove the stopper from this bottle to get the last remaining dregs of product out of this bottle. And I will be kind of sad when it is empty, which I think is coming very soon. By the next update, I should have an empty bottle to share with you. And this is an item that I plan to repurchase. I've been wearing this by itself as like an overall skin just glow booster. And then I touch up with some concealer, and that has been my go-to base for the past several weeks since I finished up my concealer, and it actually is quite beautiful. It adds just a little bit of coverage, but it looks quite natural on the skin, gives your skin a nice healthy glow, and I think it's a beautiful product, especially for the price. So really enjoying using this one, and this one will be with us for at least another month, and I'm excited to share an empty with you hopefully very soon. Next item is a powder. This one's from Kosas. This is their Cloud Set powder, and I have the shade Feathery, and I absolutely love this powder, but I'm using it up because the packaging is starting to crack and break at this hinge, and I want to use it up before it falls apart completely. So here's what this powder was looking like when I first brought it into the project in June. It was weighing 75.16 grams. I've been using this product very steadily, and the progress has been quite consistent over the past couple months. Here's what it was looking like last month. It was weighing 71.5 grams. I reached for it 25 times in the past month, making for 94 uses total. And here's what this powder is looking like today. Today it's weighing 70.07 grams. I used 1.43 grams of product in the past month, and you can see how little bit of product is remaining on there. The pan is quite large compared to last update, and not only is the pan large, but the product is very flat around the edges of this powder. I'm tempted to roll this powder out right now. I think there might be 5, maybe 6 uses left with this powder, but we're gonna keep it in because I'm not quite sure about that. and I don't want to roll it out prematurely. I want to keep it in until I can share a nice empty pan with you in the next update, and I think that should be coming very, very soon, which is very satisfying. I absolutely love this powder. It has a beautiful blurring effect. It looks very light on the skin, and this is an item that I would consider repurchasing, maybe at the next Sephora sale or when I go through another powder. Maybe this one will get replaced very soon. So I would definitely recommend this, even though the packaging is a little cheap and shoddy. I love it anyways, and I was able to get through most of the product without that packaging failing on me, even though it's very, very close. You can see right there, it's really starting to come apart, but for now, it's holding strong. I'm being very careful with it. It doesn't go in my travel bag, that's for sure, but it just stays in my drawer, and I just give it that extra bit of care, and it has survived over the past several months that I've been panning it. So very excited for this one. Hopefully that'll be a nice empty pan to share with you by the next update as well. This next item also came to the project in June, and it is a lip liner from Colourpop. This is one of their Lippie pencils in the shade Dohee. My goal for this was not to use it up completely. I just wanted to use this shade 50 times in this project. So here's what it was looking like when I first brought it into the project in June. It was weighing 6.85 grams. I have been using this consistently over the past several months to get those 50 uses. The visual progress on it has been pretty slow because it is a very pigmented lip liner, and I'm really just using it as a lip liner. I'm not typically reapplying very often with this lip liner throughout the day. Here's what it was looking like last month. It was weighing 5.87 grams. This was after 43 uses. And in the past month, I reached for those additional 7 uses, making my 50 use goal. And here's what it's looking like today. Today it's weighing 5.68 grams. So I used 0.19 grams of product in the past month. And in total, with those 50 uses, I used 1.17 gram of product total. And I'm surprised that it's still as big as it is after 50 uses, but I think that this pencil was just a lot more hydrated, I would say, compared to other Lippie pencils that I have panned, where those Lippie pencils were kind of crumbling and falling apart as I was using them and sharpening them, and I did not have that problem with this Lippie pencil, so it just went a little bit slower, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing that I wasn't wasting a bunch of product with this one. I did draw this one on my book here, so I'll show you the progress on my little notebook. Here is where Dohee was when I brought it into the project in June, and then you can see the gradual marks I've been able to make month by month. And this little mark here is what I did in the past month. And I think I maybe used like 25% of this pencil in those 50 uses. So it still has a lot of life left in it, but it is rolling out of this project. And it's a beautiful shade for summer, but not so much for this fall and winter season. So it's a perfect time to roll this one out and bring something new into this project. It's going back into my collection, and it is a beautiful shade, and I will enjoy reaching for it next spring. And here's that little swatch of Dohee. You can see how bright and coral colored it is, which is a beautiful shade, especially when my skin is nice and tan. But for now, not really fitting in with the season, and she's gonna hang out until later. Next item is also a lip product. This one is from NARS. This is one of their lip crayons in the shade Let's Go Crazy, which is a beautiful hot pink shade. This came from a Sephora birthday gift, I think, years ago, and has just been sitting in my collection, collecting dust. There it is in the swatch. I love a hot pink, but I just don't get a lot of uses on them. You know, it's not really an everyday shade, especially for work and things like that. And I have quite a few hot pinks in my collection, so I really wanted to focus on one this year and see what I could do with it. My goal for this pencil was to use it 15 times. Here's what it was looking like when I first brought it into the project. It was weighing 7.33 grams. I haven't been getting a ton of uses on this each month, but I'm just happy to reach for it a couple times, and that has been the story for this month as well. Here is what it was looking like last month. This was after 11 uses in the project. I reached for it 2 times in the past month, making for 13 uses total, and here's what it's looking like today. And in those 2 uses, it went down from 6.53 grams to 6.3 grams. I used 0.23 grams of product, and I think I sharpened it 1 time in the past month, and it is definitely getting smaller. We're getting closer to that S on the NARS there, but we still have 2 uses to go on this pencil, and I'm a little disappointed that I wasn't able to just push through and get to that 15 use goal, but I'm just enjoying having this in my project and getting use on it when I think to and when it's appropriate for my life. And 2 more uses shouldn't be too hard for me to accomplish before the next update, so hopefully this one will be rolled out by next month, and I'm just enjoying it along the way. So that one is staying in. Let me also show you the pencil marking on this one. Here is that lip crayon there. And this is where we started in July. And this big chunk here is what I was able to use in the past month. So I definitely sharpened it at some point. And what you see now is from that sharpening and from those 2 uses. Let's just keep these lip products coming. This next lip product is from KVD Beauty, and this is their Studded Lip Cream in the shade Cathedral. This was an item that was in my rolling project pan at the beginning of the year, maybe end of last year, beginning of this year, and I rolled it out because it's kind of like a fall winter shade, and I wanted to get use on some other more spring summery items and give this one a little bit of a break. But now it is back. She's back and better than ever, and she is ready to hopefully get used up in these next several months. So here's what Cathedral was looking like when I brought it into the project in September. It was weighing 25 grams. Here's what the lipstick was looking like last month, weighing 24.9 grams. I reached for it 5 times this month, making for 9 uses total. And here's what Cathedral is looking like today. Today it is weighing 24.82 grams. So I've used 0.08 grams in those 5 uses. And I don't think you're gonna see much of a difference from last month to this month, because most of the time when I'm wearing this, I just put it on one time and don't often reapply it throughout the day. Those 5 uses are 5 days of wearing it, not 5 applications. And I wasn't even able to draw a new line on my notebook because the product used was so minimal. It's hard to track on the notebook. So there's the drawing, and that's where we were in October. And I wasn't able to draw a new line. I maybe could have drawn just like a little sliver there, but it was so small that I just decided to leave it for the next update. And now that I have finished another lip product, which we will get to, I can really focus in on this lip shade, especially for November and December. I think this is a beautiful shade for this time of year. There it is in the swatch. It is a very muted brownie nude. I really like wearing this shade in this season, and I'm excited to reach for this more. And I absolutely love this formula. It feels so nice on the lips. It smells really nice, and I just love the packaging as well. So very excited to focus in on this one in the next several months and see what I'm able to do with it, and hopefully have another empty lipstick for you very soon. But we've got a ways to go on this one. It's a very pigmented lipstick, so it's going to be a little bit of slow going with this one, but I'm okay with that. I'm enjoying it along the way. And the last lip product in this project currently is from Covergirl. This is the shade Sultry Sienna, number 250. And my goal for this one also is to use it up. So here's what this lipstick was looking like when I first brought it into the project in September. It was weighing 21.11 grams. I reached for it a ton during the first month, and here's what it was looking like last month, weighing 20.37 grams. And in the past month, I reached for it an additional 14 times, making for 31 uses total. And here's what this lipstick is looking like today. As you can see, it is completely empty. Today it weighs 19.67 grams. So I used 0.7 grams of product in the past month, and in total 1.44 grams of this lipstick to use it up completely. And this is a much less pigmented, kind of like a more balmy lipstick, much softer formula than the KVD formula. So this one just flew by. It was very easy to reach for every single day. It's a very muted nude shade, and I just absolutely loved it. It kind of has like a nice little sheen to it. Very easy to wear over other lipsticks and to reapply throughout the day. And I really did enjoy reaching for it. There it is in the swatch. It's like a very beautiful muted nudie pink, and I could dig in there and get the rest of the product out, but I'm not one to do that. I have so many lipsticks that once I finish one up, to this point, I'm just happy that I was able to get so much use on it and happy to roll it out of my collection. So that's another empty for you this update. Very excited about that one. I was hoping to have this one finished this year. It was on my 2024 plan to pan list, so I did in fact meet that goal, and that feels great. Next item is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is their Magic Vanish Color Corrector in the shade 2 Medium, and I brought this into the project in September. Here's what it was looking like in September. It was weighing 22.04 grams. I hardly reached for it at all the first month, I think maybe 4 times. Here it was last month. It was weighing 21.9 grams. I upped my usage this month. I reached for it 18 times, making for 22 uses total. And here's what this color corrector is looking like today. I'm hoping you'll see a nice expansion in the size of that pan. Today it's weighing 21.45 grams. So I used 0.45 grams of product in those 18 uses. and I am hopeful that I should have this one finished by either the next update or the end of the year. If I continue to be consistent with this one, it should not be difficult for me to have empty before this year is up. And while this is a great product, it's something that I don't really know if it has a place in my collection anymore. It's not something that I really reach for on a regular basis or something that I need to reach for. It's just not really the style of makeup that I like to do. That may change someday, but for now, I'm thinking I might take a little break on color correctors like this until I have a want or need for them in the future. So that one is exciting. I'm hoping to see a big jump on that one, and we'll be very happy to share an empty product with you, hopefully in the next month or two. And the last item that I have been working on is that Gimme product that I brought into this project. It is from e.l.f. This is their Hydrating Camo Concealer, and I have the shade Light Sand. I just brought this into the project last month. It was weighing 26.88 grams, and it was looking like this. I reached for it 28 times in the past month, so pretty much every single day that I wore makeup. Today, it's weighing 25.41 grams. I used 1.47 grams of product, and here's what it's looking like today, and it is completely empty. I think I might be able to scrape like one more use out of this bottle. If I really get down there in the bottom, I can maybe get a teensy bit more product out. But for all of my intents and purposes, I'm calling this one empty, and I am very happy about that. I wasn't expecting to have this one empty in just 1 month in this project, but I'm pleasantly surprised to have gotten there. Because I finished my foundation early in the month, this was my main coverage for the remainder of the month, and I think that's why I was able to use it so quickly, which was kind of my plan all along. So good job me for kind of planning my project panning so strategically and getting another product used up before this year is up, and one less concealer in my collection, which is great because I just bought a new concealer and I wanted to make sure I use this one up completely before reaching for that new one. So very satisfied with that one. This is a beautiful concealer. I absolutely love the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer formula. I would repurchase if I was in need of a concealer. It's such a great value. I think I got this concealer for like $6, which is just amazing for how great the product is. e.l.f. in general is famous for that. And I'm happy this one's empty, but I'm kind of a little sad to see it go. So I've got 3 empties this month, which just feels amazing. And then that one item that I met my 50 use goal on. So that means there are 4 new items coming into this project. And I think they're going to be some really fun ones to work on. So that first item, since I did finish up my last foundation, is going to be another foundation. This is from Sephora. This is their Best Skin Ever foundation, and I have the shade 17.5N, and this really is a beautiful foundation, but I haven't given myself the chance to get to know it and really understand how much I like it or really get a grasp on how much I like it. A couple times I've reached for it, I have enjoyed it, but I just haven't really fallen in love with it yet. So I'm excited to give some devoted attention to this foundation. This is one that Jessica Braun really recommends. She loves it, and it's a really great value from Sephora, especially when they're having their 30% off sale, which they are very soon. So I'm going to try and use this one up. It's more of a winter shade for me, so it's perfect to bring in during this time of year. And I don't expect it to take as long as my Clinique foundation took me. This one only has 25 milliliters, while that one had 30 milliliters of product, and I'm already seeing a little bit of gapping in the top from the couple times I have used it. So I don't think it'll take me 10 months to go through this one, maybe 6 months, which hopefully should be perfect and have me ready for my next foundation once the warmer time of year comes around again. So that is the first item rolling in. Excited to check another foundation. I love pounding foundations. I just love that it keeps me from buying new ones because I'm always wanting to buy new foundations, but this helps to remind myself to use the ones I have, take the time with them, enjoy them, and save that coin until I absolutely need a new foundation. So that is item number 1 coming in. The next item coming in is from Physicians Formula, and it is their Butter Bronzer. This is the shade Bronzer, which is the original shade of this bronzer, I do believe, and it is definitely a lighter shade of bronzer for me. So again, bringing this in during this fall and winter season, early spring season, for when I can get away with a bronzer like this. I'm wearing this bronzer today, and it really is quite a subtle bronzer compared to what I'm used to, but I think that's good for me sometimes. Sometimes I can get a little heavy-handed with my bronzer, so it's nice to have something a little bit more sheer, a little bit more light in color to help me from going crazy with my makeup sometimes in the morning. So for this one, I'm not going to try and use it up entirely, but I would like to hit pan. Here is what the bronzer is looking like today. Uh-oh, did I break it? No, we're good. I thought I broke it. You can see there is a slight little disturbance in the surface, in the kind of wavy pattern there. It's getting a little bit flat from the times I have used it. This has been in other projects with small usage goals just to say that I used it, but I've never devoted myself to it for a longer period of time. It'll be interesting to see how long it takes me to hit pan on this bronzer, but I'm just excited to get some good use on it, excited to work on a new bronzer, and we'll see what happens with it. Today it is weighing 56.21 grams, and I'm hoping that it doesn't take me longer than 6 months to hit pan on this bronzer. Fingers crossed. That would be a long time to focus on it without hitting pan, but these are pretty, densely packed bronzers. If you're familiar with them, they're a beautiful formula, very soft. Love the smell, love this bronzer. I've gone through an entire one of these bronzers before in the past, but it has been a while since I reached for it. So a beautiful formula, and I'm excited to reach for that one again. And since I don't have enough of these going on in my life right now, why not bring in another lip product? So item number 3 is from Too Faced. It is one of their melted liquefied longwear lipsticks. Remember these? Aren't these a throwback? This is a little mini size in the shade Chihuahua, which is kind of like a cool toned nude shade, which I absolutely love. I think it's really beautiful. And I am going to try and use this one up. I have quite a bit of product used up in here already. You can see how pinched that tube is. I have this on my 2024 plan to pan list with not the intention of using it up entirely, but just to see how much of this product I could use up during the course of the year. When I put this on my plan to pan list in January, it was weighing 10.55 grams, and rolling this into the project today, it is weighing 8.7 grams. So I've already gotten a lot of use on it just by having it in my purse over the course of the year, reaching for it when I think to reach for it. But I think if I focus on this in the next several months, I should get very close to finishing it up, if not finishing up entirely, and that would just be amazing to have one less lipstick in my inventory by the next year. I love doing my inventory videos, and it's very satisfying to see my inventory shrink and to see all of my panning work reflected in my inventory each year. So this would be a very exciting addition to that, and we'll see what happens. If I don't finish it up, no big deal, but if you don't try, you'll never know. So that one is rolling in, and I'm excited to work on it. It's actually quite a similar shade to Sultry Sienna, so it should be really easy for me to reach for. And I think it'll pair nicely with Cathedral as well, something I can wear on top of it to kind of tone it down a little bit, or just to kind of liven it up or freshen it up throughout the day. And the last product, my little sample size product or gimme product, is this Healing Ointment from Cetaphil. This is a skin protectant for dry, chapped, or irritated skin. I love reaching for this as a hand cream. Really helps to add some nice moisture to my hands that lasts throughout the whole day. I'll do this at night or in the morning, and I'm really trying to moisturize my hands more, and this is going to be a great product for that. So I already have about, I would say, half of the product used up. It's weighing 8.5 grams today, and I think if I remember to reach for this, it should be empty by the next update. That's all for my rolling project pan update today. I'm very excited to see what I'm able to do with these products before this year is up. This is my last final push for 2024. I love this project so much for the motivation it gives me in using up my products. And I'm not giving up yet. This last little push gives me that extra motivation I need to get these products used up and lessen my inventory before the next year. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up before you leave. But I appreciate you all so much just for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm sending my love out to you wherever you are in the world. I hope you're doing well, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. But until then, take care. Bye.